YouTube, Cardfight King here, Aqua Life. Today we have Zag here doing his Spike Brothers deck. He's the best Spike Brothers players in our area, to me. And he's going to be doing the deck that he played today.
What's up, Vanguard people? It's been a while since I said that instead of Future Fighters, but I have a deck profile for you guys. This deck profile is featuring Spike Brothers, and of course we start with the best and basically only starter that Spikes have, the Conroe clone, Mecha Trainer. So, we still have Mecha Trainer's Counterblast 1. You can search your deck for 1. So basically this enables that your Stride Enabler can always search out Rising if you have a grade 3 in your hand, which is really, really nice. So your other 3s can be used just to tech in your aggressive plays on your GB or your Stride units. Next we'll start with the triggers. We have 6 draws, so we play for the cheerleader and 2 Links, because Link's been my boy since the beginning. Him and
Day
Reckless,
one.
swinging for 12, switching, swing for 17. They're very good numbers on the play. I do 6 draws right now and 6 crits, so 6 crits being the complementary trigger. I'm tempted to go back to 8 draws because I did enjoy 8 draws for a while, because a lot of the cards in the deck involve you taking a card from your hand and putting it into the soul, and with having 4 quintets too, you can easily just pitch the draw fodder for something. So 8 draws is nice just to make sure you got the hand size there. A lot of the times I find that people are intimidated when they see that I have a lot of cards in my hand for Spike Brothers, so they may not make the same play. But that's a lesser thing. So the triggers are 2 of the crits. Liar Lips, she's a persona, what do you call it?
Persona crit. I call it Persona crit.
Yeah, where if you attack with your Rising, you get to put in the soul and draw a card and gets +5. It's okay. But this guy is the trigger you should be playing 4 of, which is Silence Joker. You can put it from your field to the soul to unflip the damage. This is very big for the deck just because of how counterblast.
You about to say gauge.
Yeah, right. Counterblast heavy the deck is, so he's very important.
Extremely counterblast.
That's why I would play at least 4 crits just so I can flip the damage. And then 4 heals. This cheerleader's been the heal forever. They have a new cheerleader, but I don't think I like it as much as this art.
Yeah, she's too skinny. Like them thick chicks.
Next, we play 4 grade 1s. 4 copies of Reckless Express. This is probably the most aggressive grade 1 that you have. It's always a good play. It's another card that you can search for with Mecha Trainer. So if you go first, this card is excellent just because he'll be swinging 7 or 12, which are generally good numbers against other people's decks because they're always riding 6K or 7K Vanguard. So if you're going first, that means on your grade 2 you can call this dude to the field. Swing with your Vanguard unboosted if you wanted to. And even if they get a defensive trigger, Reckless Express will still be able to swing over with this ability. And its ability is Soul Blast 1, get +5,000, shuffle him back to the deck after he attacks.
Gives you an early game.
It's very important to have early game just because a lot of people like to play this grade 2 game. So if you're forcing them to guard early, it's much better. We play 4 copies of the Stride Enabler. So if you have your not Rising in your hand, you just search for it with Mecha Trainer. Play this, reveal your 3, get the Rising Nova, and then you have your ideal target for when you go to grade 3, which is nice.
Yep.
This is, I think, the only deck that has the ability to do that.
Since they banned Conroe.
Yep. Let me play 4 quintet walls, the ones that unflip damage, because again...
Quintet?
What is it called?
That's G Perfect.
G Perfect?
He's been out for a minute.
G Perfect?
Yeah, it's a G Perfect.
What's the difference between quintet and G Perfect?
Quintet guards the top 5 from the deck.
Oh shit, you're right. That's the counterblast one. It's called Sentinels. But anyway, this is the perfect guard. That unflips damage, very useful.
Because you need to with this deck.
I used to play 1 quintet back in the day just because I wasn't having the cards in my hand.
True.
And with Jumbo, I could unflip the damage at the very end if I didn't feel like I could get in there.
Except for Legion.
But now you don't need to do that because you got someone who flips damage.
Right.
And last we play 2 Moonmaker. What was it? Nyan Rook?
Nyan.
This is a GB1 card. It has charge when it comes into play at the end of the battle. So if you boost, it'll jump back to the bottom of the deck again. But he's GB1. This unit is charging. He gets +4, and When this unit is put to the deck from the rear, choose up to one of your other rear guards, and it gets +4. So he's nice as kind of a tech. Just most of the time, you're not playing rear guards just because against like Link Joker, Kagero, Narukami, it's easier to play around if you don't play back rows for them to mess up and get their abilities off of.
And it's good with Piccolo.
Yeah, that card that I'm not liking that much.
You bluff for it.
Next we play 3 copies of Dudley Mason. This card could easily go to 4 just because he's your ideal ride target. He's Counterblast 1. Choose a card from your hand, put it into his soul. If he hits, you can pay the cost. If you do, you just search any card from your deck. So it's even like a grade 3 or something, like Juggernaut Maximum, and call it to the field. If he hits, all contingent on if he hits.
Yeah.
He's very good. He's good pressure just because your opponent's not going to want you to get cards that run your combo.
Gives you grade 2 game.
Yep, very good grade 2 game. Next we play 4 copies of Wing Killer Misery. She's your GB1 combo maker. You only need 3 counterblasts for this deck to work officially on your first stride. I think the way I was counting it was like if they have not, you can knock out 8 to 9 cards from their hand. If you have 3 counterblasts, your stride and just this card and another attacker would make it 9.
Right.
So it's really good just because it'll counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand, and put it into the soul. When this unit attacks, so it does not have to hit, you get to pay the cost and search your deck for a unit. She also has to be boosted, that's very important.
Yeah. Amber Clone.
Yeah, but you get to search your deck, give it +5. So with some of the charging cards that we play in the deck, it becomes very nasty.
But she has to call it to an open rear guard circle.
Which is pretty a blower, but as we found out, some of the other stride units don't have that restriction.
Exactly.
Then we play 3 copies of High Speed Bracky. This is a solid grade 2 push. Like Reckless Express, if you go first again, or they have a 9k attacker, or a 9k Vanguard, you can attack with your Vanguard first, not worry about them hitting a defensive trigger, and then still be able to swing over with its ability. So I play 3 just to have pressure in the grade 2 game.
Again, grade 2 game.
And the last 2 of the decks, I think that makes 11, is Jumbo the Stun Gun. I'd be tempted to play this at 2 if I keep getting screwed with him going to the damage zone or coming to my hand. But his ability is if he's called during the battle phase and placed on the rear, you get to unflip. Well, he soul charge 1 and unflip 1. So the soul charge can be nice depending on how aggressive you are, like what do you call early mid game on soul blasting for Brackies and Reckless. But the counter blast is very good because if you're only sitting at 2 or you haven't healed because you have 3 damage, Mecha Trainer's skill went off, you only have 2 unflipped. Or the Wing Killer and your Vanguard's abilities go off, you need that 3rd one, so you can just kind of pluck this to get the extra attacks. With the Wing Killer or the Vanguard ability, he'll be swinging 13 anyway.
Yeah, still good numbers. We're at local, so it might be a little loud.
For 3s, we play 4 copies of the Exceptional Expertise Rising Nova. So 4 copies, he's the Vanguard, he's the main card you always ride. It's not difficult, especially since you have the Conroe clone to search for
Yep.
your grade 1. He has a GB2, choose a card from your hand, put it into the soul. When he attacks a Vanguard, you pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 card, call it to open rear. Very nice as a backup. You don't have to pay a counterblast or anything for it. So after everything's said and done, you're somehow still alive. You still have the ability to get more cards from your deck and make them charging. But his ability that's really good is when you stride. You get to counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand, put it in the soul. When your unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your up to 1 rear guard and put it on the deck and it gets +5. So you search for like a bulldozer or something. Just
He creates a field.
create a field quite easily, and it'll be a 26 with the bulldozer, which is easily a 2 card to drop. 2 cards out their hand, if not 3.
I told you Bulldozer was good.
Next we play 2 copies of Bulldoze. What is it?
Dobie.
Bulldozer Dobie. So he is a GB1 charging unit. So if he's charging, he gets +10. So if you're GB1, so if you on your first stride you call him, he's 21k plus the 5
26.
with Rising Nova or Wing Killer.
Yeah.
Very, very devastating. Well, you need to play 2 just because a lot of times you might get unlucky. It goes to your hand, and in this card in lots of cases becomes kind of dead if you do draw into it, which sucks. But you don't want to play more than 2 for that exact reason. But having 2 it would probably always go into 1. It's fine to discard it with your stride enabler or something, or go into stride using him. It's a good card just because he hits better numbers than the grade 2 equivalent. Then we play 2 copies of Juggernaut Maximum. He doesn't require GB1. That's the main reason we're playing it. He's as old school as you get with BT01. And yeah.
First set.
So when he attacks, you can Soul Blast 1 to give him +5. So it becomes a 16k attacker. GB1 is not required, and it's just a card that you can play from your hand and still make use of, as opposed to a Bulldozer won't be able to make use of. Those are the 3s, and now we go to the Stride deck. This is probably the best Stride unit you have.
Miracle Ace.
Shoot Down King Miracle Ace. So he is the grade 4, the triple drive dude. His ability is once per turn, you can flip a face down copy of this face up until end of turn you get. When your rear guard is put into your deck, choose up to 1 of your units and he gets +5 until the end of turn. This is the main ability that you're worried about. If you decide to do this on your the turn after it, you get the GB3 ability. Soul Blast 2, when your rear guard is put into your deck, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1 card from your hand and call it to a rear. So it's only after this that your bulldozers that you've drawn have become useful. It's nice. It's a better bonus just because his abilities are starting to boost the rest of your field. And with Rising Nova, you're calling cards that get +power. So he's really nice. I like playing him at 4 just because I'll use his ability.
He's like the best stride in the deck.
We play 2 copies of Godly Speed Flash Bruce. This card is one of the exceptions to the Spike Brother rule that we were talking about. So choose a card from your hand and put it into the soul. When this unit attack hits, it has to hit. That's the downside of him. It's a Vanguard. It may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for a card and call it to a rear. So it can be it doesn't have to be an open rear guard circle, which is really nice. The unit gets +5. So he would be GB1, so you get to call a Bulldozer if he hits. You get to call Juggernaut Maximum if you really want to. You don't want to because Bulldozer is free. Then he also makes it so you have Soul later. So if you do go into a Shoot Down King Miracle Ace or anything, you'll be able to make those plays. He's alright. You could probably play around with that other vampire chick too if you really wanted to.
But going from the deck is probably a bit better.
In most cases, he's your G-assist fodder, or you flip him for the 1 copy of Great Villain, Dirty Picaro. So he is a lot more underwhelming than he's way underwhelming. I thought he would be way better. And he is GB3, so if the first turn you stride him, and then you flip this, you get GB2, you stride into him, GB3. GB3, Counterblast 2, choose a face-down card in your Z-zone, so it doesn't have to be him. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 card for each face-up card that you have. So, I mean, when you flip, you'll be able to search for 3 cards.
Call 3, yep.
The plays here would be probably 2 Bulldozers. It's more than likely you're just getting 1. The Cat, the Neanthrope, and then maybe a Wing Killer just to start opening plays if you haven't already had it. That way you can start the boost. It'll be a 11k booster, so it'll swing for 20. It's okay numbers, not the best. But your Bulldozer will be swinging for 21. Wing Killer will be able to do her abilities off if you have the Counterblast. Remember, doing this guy's first, 3 Counterblasts maybe, 2 if you didn't do the Wing Killer. Then you have another 2, so you somewhere along the lines you either have to heal or play Silence Jokers or get in the Jumbo.
Well, perfect guard.
Or perfect guard. And last we play
I hate you.
Snow Element Blizza. I tell everybody I want to kill him with this card. It's the main reason I play it. Silence Joker will unflip the damage, so I mean if you do go 5 or something, you can still swing with your entire stride deck basically.
Why not?
That's the deck profile for Spike Brothers. This is the clan that I probably play the most.
Yep.
I don't play many other clans anymore, and I just like this deck just because it's one of those decks where you can kind of ignore what your opponent is doing and just kind of swing. For me, the magic numbers seem to be 8, 9 cards like I was saying earlier, which is less. It's not as good as the Break Ride Stride combo because before it used to be they don't have 13 cards in their hand counting the open damage. They lose. Now it's like 8 or 9. It's not as good, but I'll definitely try and figure out had to change it up to maybe get towards that number again. But the stride format's a little bit slower, but it's not bad to play with new cards, especially.
Yeah, not bad. He's more invested in buddy fights, but
Buddy Fight's definitely my game. I just bought
buddy
this.
fight is definitely his game. Yeah, if they come out, if that Meku Tsunami dude is a water thing, everybody you will be seeing water.
Right.
Buddy fight on
Aqua
the channel.
Life and Buddy
Aqua
Fight.
Life. All right, but thank you Zach for the deck profile, and we will see y'all later. Peace.